Judging by the title, I'm pretty sure you already know why you're here, what I'm going to talk about, and what we're going to accomplish together. All right, cool. So, Nasm CPT. It's a lot easier than you think it is. It's not really a lot of reading. Understand, implement, you'll be fine. I came up with 6 tips. It's all in my notes. And let's see what we got here. 6 steps to passing. Do what works for you, all right? So that basically means some people like reading. You know what I mean? Some people are more visual learners, some people are hands-on learners, some people love flashcards. Up to you. I've seen a lot of videos that say like, hey, you have to read the material, or hey, you have to do this, or hey, you have to buy this, or whatever. No, do what works for you, okay? I did it in 3 weeks. I bought my stuff in the beginning, well, February 13th, and I didn't really look at it until spring break because I'm at school at Georgia State. I'm taking 4 classes right now, and life hit me pretty hard last month with a lot of deaths in the family, so it kind of took my mind off of everything. But yeah, so I did it in 4 weeks, and what I did is what, you know, really worked for me. And I didn't read the book. I read like 2 or 3 chapters, but that's very time consuming, and I didn't have a lot of time because of the job that I'm getting. And yeah, like I didn't do that. I just really locked in on the domain study guides and locked in on the flashcards that I made for myself, and also did the test, the midterm and the final test. I printed that out with the answers, highlighted the answers, and just went through it that way. Helped me out a ton. And I used a pocket prep app, you know what I mean? So it really works for you. Step 2, use your resources like I just talked about. Your online exams, your videos with your lectures, your flashcards, all that good stuff, please use it. That domain study guide at the end is your test. You know what I mean? It'll tell you what to actually look for, so you don't have to try to like write down everything. It'll give you the basics. And I also have a study guide too if you want that. Just comment below and I'll give that to you via email. Set a date. That's step number 3. Set a date and hold yourself accountable. It's easy to be like, okay, I'm just gonna read this, you know, I'm gonna set a date later. No, set a date from the beginning and let nothing deter you away from that date. I actually had a date 5 weeks out from when I started studying, but I was just so confident that I moved it closer a week, and I walked into the test and I started taking it. I was just like, what is this? And I just like, oh, it was not hard at all. Step 4, study to understand, not to know, because knowing it and understanding it are 2 different things, you know what I mean? Because it's gonna be very tricky. They're gonna try to trick you up with the words, and they're gonna be like, okay, what muscles are lengthened, or, you know, or shortened? There's a lot of overactive and underactive muscle questions, a lot. That was like the majority of my test, and that's the only thing I remember from the test, really. And just like a lot of common sense answers. They'll have a lot of answers in the question that makes no sense. Like if you're looking for the overhead squat assessment from the lateral view, which is your side view, and you notice that well, what is something that you will notice, and it'll be like, you know, your knees moving inward or your feet turning out. That has nothing to do with your lateral view. That's all interior, you know what I mean? So you can just eliminate those and go from there. What's the 5th step? Be confident. Confidence is key, okay? All these videos, or, you know, a lot of people out here will tell you that it's hard, you know, it's like, oh, you can't really, you know, do it. It's a hard test. It's gonna be, you know, very tricky, all this other stuff. Yes, it's gonna be tricky, but no, it's not impossible. Believe in yourself, be confident, and you're gonna do great. I promise you. Just go in there with confidence. Don't listen to a lot of people unless they're giving you great resources to learn, rather than to discourage you. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I failed my Nasm CPT. Like, you just didn't study. It's not hard. Anybody can read a book. Anybody can implement what they want you to implement and be a personal trainer. It's not hard. It's the stuff after this that is a lot harder. You know what I mean? Step number 6, the final step, the one that helped me out the most. Repetition is key. When I say repetition, study it. Have somebody do the overhead squat assessment. Me and my girlfriend, like, she knows the overhead squat assessment just like I know the overhead squat assessment, and she has nothing to do with this. She's like, she's a event coordinator, so this is nothing that she even needs to know, right? But we did Jeopardy games, and just learning the overactive and underactive muscles made me feel a lot better. like a lot better. You know what I mean? As far as what was on the test for me, like I said, a lot of overhead squat assessment, single leg squat assessment, know like the different tests, like the rocket port test and the Davies test, and just all these different tests. The charts are very big and very important that you need to know, and know like the normal heart rate, you know what I mean, the blood pressure, know stroke volume, know the areas of the heart, and I promise you, you'll be fine. I promise you. But you just have to believe in yourself and just do it. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's gonna be very hard for you if you don't believe in yourself. And it's easy. It's not saying it's impossible, but it's gonna be a lot less stressful if you believe in yourself and you're like, oh, you know, that was it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I could have did this in like 2 weeks. And I had people around me that would tell me like, yo, bro, you'll be just fine. I have zero experience when it comes to like the book part. I personally trained for like a couple of years back when I was in the Navy. But as far as right now, no, nothing at all when it comes to personal training. But there's really not a lot of information that you learn in that book, although it's very helpful. Like the OPT model. Oh, we need to know that too. OPT model, all that stuff, like the repetitions and intensities, know that. Like the back of your hand, and you'll be fine. You'll be good to go. And before you know it, you'll be looking for a job. Then you'll be on here on YouTube making a video for yourself and all the good stuff. So if you have any questions, my Instagram down is in the link below. Comment, email, DM, whatever you need to. And I'm gonna help you get to where you gotta be because I believe in you like you believe in me. Bars. No, I'm flying. Everyone have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the video.